Hello my lovely humans, and as you can tell from the outfit, this is another tutorial video. This time it is for the Sega Saturn. I hope you like the tutorial. If you would, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how you like the tutorial. But there's so many Sega Saturn I guess emulators out there, but this one specifically that I'm going to show you how to set up is very complex to set up. But once you set it up, every single Sega Saturn game in the entire world that exists, it actually runs 90% of them flawlessly with audio, correct speed, and you can actually enhance the graphics as well without having any delay, glitches, or anything like that. So if you would, like I said, like, subscribe, and comment. And like I said in my last video, let's get this party started. And I hope you enjoy it all the way to the end. And if you have any questions at the end of the video, if you need those in the comments as well, but I do actually respond to everyone. I'll see you at the end of the video. My name is Willa AL, and you are watching the Crimson Games.
Remember Crimson Games. I wear the crown. God lifted me up when I was down. Remember Crimson Games. I stay true from Puerto Rich. He made it through.
3 a.m. and I'm thinking about you. On the east end and I'm thinking about you. I wanna see you right away. It's 4 p.m. and I'm thinking about us. I'm on the west end, tell me can I pull up? Baby, don't you hide your love away.
Hello my lovely humans, and today I'm doing something very special for you. I am doing a Sega Saturn emulation tutorial. Now, I know you're going to say, hey, why are you trying to emulate Sega Saturn game? Don't you have a physical Saturn? Yes, I do have a physical Saturn. If you didn't go back and look a few months ago, where I actually went back and I purchased a Sega Saturn from, and I'll show you the pictures too. If you know, I went back and I actually bought a brand new physical Sega Saturn. So I got a couple controls, as Sega Saturn, the Saru, the HDMI adapter, which I returned because I actually ended up getting the RGB square cable, which actually was 2,000 times better. But I went back and did that. Also got me a Wii U holder to hold my Wii U up. But yes, I do have a physical Sega Saturn, but I do like emulation better, give or take, because the quality is so much better. And the visuals on a high definition monitor, a lot of people don't sit at their TV all the time, so we don't have time to go in there, go in the living room and stretch how fake it is on our TV. I'll play anything on our TV, everything on PC. So this is why I say emulation is always important. Plus it has preserved the games. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to go to the websites first to show you that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go through, and there's 3 websites you want to go through. The first one is Menafin, which is the main emulator. Now, this emulator does do Apple, Atari, Neo Geo Pocket, Sega Genesis, whatever. I'm just going to show you Saturn primarily because this is the only emulator out right now. And I know there's a lot of them out there like Ymir and several word names, but they don't actually run the games flawless. This one is about 99% to 100% flawless when it comes to running Saturn games. I mean, perfect audio, perfect video, and you can have enhancement. So the first thing you want to do is scroll down. You want to get this latest version, 1.32.1. Make sure you get that one for 64-bit, because that's the one that goes with Windows 10 and Windows 11. If you do have Linux and other stuff like that, you can download the other version, but this is primarily Windows 10 and 11. The next thing you want to do, you want to download the Med Guide Reborn. You want to go to the GitHub for that, which I'll put the link in the description below. And you go here, you would download this. Med Guide Reborn version 0.126 is the latest version. This is more 17th, which is 25. So this is the latest one. And you want to go ahead and get that. Also, you want to go to Google. I'm telling you for specific reasons. There's a specific file you're going to need. Type in npr.17933.bin. I know it's a lot of tutorials online. Don't tell people they have to download that specific bin. Or you can just Google Saturn BIOS. But a lot of times whenever you download Saturn BIOS, they don't give you this specific file. It's always missing. And you do have websites that will also, like this website will give you all the different boot ones, but they don't give you all the BIOS. So download that specifically for the BIOS. And there are different websites you can go to. What I do now with the Saturn BIOS. The reason I'm telling you if I'm about to show to you in a few seconds. So you're going to do that and close that out. So we're going to close it out. We're going to go to the folders. So the first thing that you have to do, .13.2. I have it already here. So I'm going to unzip that real quick. I'm going to put it in my Sega Saturn folder. I have a folder just for emulations. So I'm going to put that here. And then what I'm going to do is once I actually unzip it, I'm going to double click inside of it. I'm just going to leave this like it is for right now. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and I'm going to unzip the guide. And the reason I want to do that specifically is because I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to take this whole entire folder and I'm just going to drag it over through this. And that's it. I don't want to move anything out of it or anything like that. I just want to put it in this specific folder just like that. And then the first thing I'm going to do is if you try to run Manifest, it's going to try to run. It's not going to do anything. It's going to give you an error message like this that says command arguments. So you want to do that. So what you want to do is go in, and there's the Mender Reborn right here. It's actually inside the folder now. And you want to go through, and there's going to be a folder up here that says specifically firmware. So once you do that, now you notice when I ran that Manifest, that folder wasn't there at first, right? So now it is. That's why I double clicked it so it would give me these other ones. So what I want to do now, I want to go to that Reborn folder. And I want to hit this folder right here. It's right here. So there's a lot of them in here. So make sure you choose this one. MEDGUIR and just EXE, just the EXE. And I'm going to double click it. Yes, I want to write it, but that will stop trying to protect me so much. And it's going to have a little message pop up. And I'm why it keeps opening up on the wrong screen. It says, do you want to start a main guide with the newer textile things? Yes. Select a valid Manifest path. So it's okay. This guy asks me the word my Manifest. So like I said, I have a dedicated folder just for emulation. So we're going to go to my D drive, emulations. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to find Sega Saturn. And that is the folder right there. Select it and press OK. So now we're done with that work. It says, please close Manifest emulation to open Mega or Reborn. OK. It says a new Mega Reborn version was detected since the last launch. Backup Manifest configuration. I did have an old version installed, so now it wants me to update is okay. So the next thing I want to do, I want to go to the path of where my games are, where I want to do two things first. For the drop down window right here for all the different systems, you want to do Sega Saturn, which is SS for Sega Saturn. Click on that. That's going to switch over the path. So all this right here, these windows over just changed. Just saw that. So the next thing I want to do, I want to go here. I want to go wrong path, number 2. And I want to select that. Then I want to go here. I want to say Sega Saturn. So if here's a Sega Saturn over here, I want to give a path. Now I have every single, and I do need every single Sega Saturn ever made. So I'm going to go to that folder. Let's go say Sega Saturn games complete. Yes. I want to select that folder. You can see I have every game. Like if it exists, Japanese, American, or European, I have it. So it's going to take a long time for it to scan these games. We'll press OK. And then I'm going to go ahead, check this box. This box says recursive scan. The reason you want to do a recursive scan is because it scans all the little boxes, the little folders in a folder. So make sure it catches everything. So it catches every ROM, every bin file, everything. It catches all of it. And I want to say recursive. I will select that. And then I want to start up here. I'm going to go say rescan. It's going to say, do you want to rebuild your SSC file? Yes. Your Sega Saturn CSV file or your ROM file directories. Yes, I want to change that. It says, do you want to make recursive folder scan? Recursive could be inaccurate and it could generate error or take many times. That's not true. You just make sure it catches every folder. So just say yes. As you see right here, it's going to scan. So I'll be right back when it's done scanning and I'll take it to the next step. Okay, so that took quite a bit of time because basically, like I say, I have every single game there is on Sega Saturn, but you can also see where it actually says Japan, USA, Europe, so it'll tell you each one of the games where they're from. That's the part I wanted to get important to you about the BIOS part of it. So what you want to do is inside your Manifest folder, in this firmware, you want to make sure that all the BIOS files are placed here. So since I do have multiple different BIOS, I'm going to do all of them. So that's including the one that just downloaded from that site. Then put all of those in here. So that's every BIOS firmware file there is. And I'm going to put it there. So I want to test something out first because I know sometimes if it's worded a certain way, it doesn't read it. So I want to make sure that works first. If it does, I'm going to troubleshoot it during the video. So the first thing I want to do is try a Japanese game to see if it's going to read it. Yeah, Spark game. I'm going to see if it's going to give me an error message. Yeah. Saying it's not recognizing the BIOS. And it says right there, the Sega 1 BIOS is missing. Okay, so naming these is probably the proper way to do it. The way it was is this one, but it's worded incorrectly. So you have to rename the files. So what I'm going to do is just completely delete that because I already have these files already done correctly in my actual folder. So I'm going to go up here to where I have all my emulators and my BIOS files, and I have them already here. So first one, I'm going to just get and copy all of these. That 1933 one that I told you about, that MP4, it's not in this folder, but I'm going to copy it anyway. Copy that to Sega Saturn, and go back to Magnafan. I'm going to copy those in there. And then I have more, so let me see. It's T BIOS, and the 7-1 might break should be in this one. If it's not, I'm going to download it because I know where to get it from now. The reason you do that is because there's so many different files. So maybe I'm just going to copy all these. Not that README file though. Not with that README file. The reason I'm going is because they do have to be worded a certain way. And I'm going to put that in here as well. Where is my folder? Oh, still in the robot. Select the Magnafan. Paste all those in there. Now I'm going to get that one folder I told you about earlier, the 17933. The reason I'm going to do that is because I can't really show you a camera where I'm going to get it from, so I apologize for that. Basically, whenever you do stuff like this, you don't want them to, I guess, flag your channel. But I will say, if you pull it up, they'll automatically come into the actual, let's see. I'm going to do all of them. And I'm going to rename a few files too. So I'm going to go back to my download folder. So here it is. I just got all the other folders I need, even the Sega 101B and all those. I just got all of those. So now I'm going to, I can't really show you what website I got it from, but they're all there. I just said it that way. So now all the folders I knew, including the eProd, they're all there. So the reason I'm telling you that because it does react a certain way if you don't have the bio file. Now the same game I couldn't load earlier, but double click it now just to make sure it can read it. And it did. I'm getting boot straight up. So let's go back real quick. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the control steps. So the next thing you're going to do is the controls. So you're going to go up here to where it says configure. With that and say yes, run. And come on. So now it's kind of read everything that I have plugged into my computer. So it's going to read two controllers. The first was my PS5 controller, which I always have that plugged in my PC because I found the Steam names with. And the second one is going to have is my USB gamepad. Now, luckily, this is the one I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you why. If you didn't know, I showed you earlier where I actually bought a Sega Saturn. Well, they also make Sega Saturn games for PC that are USB. So now I'm actually playing with the real Sega Saturn controller. So I am going to use that instead. Now this configuration is very, very, very itchy. So I want you to make sure you do this or you follow me along on this because they're so okay about how you set this up. So you want to click this once. Press the A on the controller. It'll set it. Well, here go B button, set it. C, click it once, press the button on the controller, set it. D-pad, same way. D-pad down, E-pad left shoulder button, There is no mode button. D-pad right shoulder button, start button, and D-pad up. You see it's setting it as I go, so you want to make sure you press the right buttons at the right moment. X done, it sets. Y done, it sets. Z, and I pressed it, there we go, Z, okay. So now the Sega Saturn controller is set up. You want to click this right here, set on MetaFi. And the reason you do it there is because you don't have, normally you have to individualize every game for this, but if you just put set on MetaFi, it'll save it for every Sega Saturn name will be programmed to work off this controller configuration. And then there you go. And the next thing I want to show you, I'm going to exit out of that, is custom covers. But before I do now, I want to go to the configuration of graphics. So I want 3 or 4 settings I want to show you. Since I deleted my previous one, I don't have it here now, so I want to be able to show you that right now. So emulator, leave everything you hear the same. Don't pretty much change too much of any of the stuff here. Just leave it where it is. Do you want to do a VO driver? You can say OpenGL, SoftBS, put default. It's going to write with the perfect getaway. Now, here's the only thing that I changed on mine when I normally set this up. I'm going to go here, scale to X. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say high quality 4X. And then the last one, just leave it at 1, which is bilinear. So that you highlight it, it'll tell you that this is specific. I can't talk. This is specifically for the scan line, so you just want to leave that alone. Don't use any of this blur stuff and just messes everything up. Don't change any of these filters here. Don't change any of the BIOS class. It'll, like I said, you see right here, it's setting it up by itself. So once you put it in this folder, it's going to find it by itself. So you don't have to change it. And see how I found all of when I put them in there? It does it automatically. So you don't have to change any of that. And then just close that out. And it says save it. Say yes. I would say it'll change everything. The next thing I'm going to show you, since you have everything here set up, is custom covers. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to the manifest folder. I'm going to go back into the Med Guide Reward folder. And then here, I'm going to go right here where it says Metro MED. I'm going to double click that. And yes, I'm going to run it. You don't have to answer that one time for Windows. So here is all your games. All your games and what's who. Everything here that I ever installed is every Sega Saturn game that's ever created. I have all of them. In a future video, I am going to show you how to do Sega Master System and Sega Genesis. Pretty much have all your Sega games on the PC. I do have controls for all of those too. They do make USB controllers for every console, virtual console, including NES game systems, which are not Nintendo products anymore. But the Sega Saturn and the Sega Genesis, Sega Master System stuff, I will post out here with the actual PC controllers. So only some covers. So let me stop right here and I'm going to go to covers. Give me 1 second. Alright, so while I was waiting for all my games to scan, I did actually download some covers. So what I'm going to do is go back to my MetaFed folder, and I'm just going to go into it here. And you see, it doesn't have a folder in here for covers. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to type in, I'm going to go to the main Sega Saturn folder, this folder, and I'm going to put, I got 3D box gears for the Japanese, the American, and the European games. So I'm going to, alright, I've zipped them. So now I'm just going to go here and say move. It's almost 4 gigs of folder. So it's crazy how much memory that is. So this is a lot of folders, but they're really might not say complex, but they're time consuming. Oh, and actually adding your covers to the game. And then once I add the covers, I'm going to show you the gameplays of a couple of games so you can hear the audio as well as see the gameplay. Or I can see it, this specific emulator runs 99% of their games, almost to 100% of their names, flawlessly. Audio, video, I mean, no glitches, no nothing. And you can even change the aspect ratio if you want to. I keep mine in the standard format 3 because I want to make some videos all in the original aspect ratio instead of stretching it. But that's just me. But I'm going to show you the gameplay as well. So once we get this pretty boss sorted here, I'm going to say yes, replace. I forgot I had one I heard before. Okay, so there's the covers, and I like these covers because they are like in 3D, like this, three-dimensional. And then left the Japanese cover, by the way. And then you have the let me see. There's the European and the American was together. I thought he put them all in here too. That's pretty nice. I didn't know he did that. So here's the American covers. So now that I got them placed where I want, I'm going to close everything out. And this ends with this Japanese cover of 2D Arena, which is called Puzzle and something in English. This is Japanese, so I'm just going to do the Japanese one. But I already had this folder already with the American covers in it, so I'm just going to go out of that. And I'm going to go into the Japanese folder. Where is it at? Here it is. When that game was right here. There we go. 2DO. Add it. Open it. And then let's see if it's going to add it. That's weird it didn't add it. Let me try a European game. Shit, it should have added. I'm not sure why I didn't add it. Oh, let's go European. And what game is this? This is AccuSoccer, so that should be called AccuSoccer. Yeah, it should have added it. I'm not sure why this one, the Japanese one, didn't go in. Okay, some of the I can get the Japanese. Oh, I'll re-download it. It's the United States version of Aliens. I'll go cover, import box art. And I'll go back to the American covers. And then I said Alien Trilogy right there. And it said it. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back and fix the Japanese. And I don't understand why the Japanese cover is not working. And that should have just installed on there automatically. But this is going to be time consuming, so you never have to go in here and do all these individually. But once you get them done, they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. And you just be able to scroll down your menu and just have all the covers on there. And I found this whole Matchbox forums. I'll put that in the link in the description too for the covers. And you guys can go in there, sign up, and just get the covers. But let's go into some gameplay. I'm going to go to some gameplay. One of my favorite games is Astal, which is just despicable. He doesn't have a cover. So Astal is a pretty beautiful game. So let's go ahead and get that game started. I mean, you've seen me make this game before. It's actually one of my favorite games on the system. And a very underrated title. And there we go. And as you can see, it boots up instantly. There's no lag, no delay. It's instantaneous. And like I said, it runs it flawlessly. I'm going to show you another game in a minute. We're going to slide that. I'm going to show you another game in a minute that does have complications on all the other emulators, but it runs on her flawlessly. And I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. I love having the actual Sega Saturn controller because I'll have to worry about controls. It's flawless, man. This is crazy. And with the original controller, it shouldn't have any issues. It's just a little cute little character. I like him because he's so bad it has to be so mellow. Pick that up. Wait till they get close with the other jumps. Get all of them. I like it. And you can just see how smooth it is. Alright, so I can play this all day. So then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to Batman. Now, any Sega Saturn emulator that exists has not been able to run this game with full audio and video at the same time, which I'm going to do that now. So let's go ahead and do Batman. And I'm going to show you just how flawless. Oh, it says my other one is still running. Let me close that. Let me run Batman. And you'll see even Batman literally much flawless with this emulation. And that's one thing I really like about it is the fact that it does run it like that way. And it runs it smooth. Look at that. No audio issues. Look at that. You could get the music. Literally no issues. The audio is perfect. It's not choppy or anything. I don't know if y'all can hear my headphones in the background. My headphones are so loud right now. And I can sound like I'm watching the Batman movie. Hold on a second, let me turn my audio down. It is way too damn loud. Well, as you can see, the game runs flawless. No issues. And like I said, every other emulator that ever tried to run this game, it lags. And this one is running it perfectly. It either lags or it either doesn't load at all. And then, or either crashes every time you try to play it. Whereas in this instance, it actually runs just like you're playing it on the actual Sega Saturn. That's why I said 99% of the games actually run perfectly. And it does have loading at wait time. I don't know why it loads. But I think about the stages, it's so much crap going on the stages, so it will kind of load for a minute. What? There it is. And it's moving full speed. Yep, perfect. That is so crazy. I mean, it's literally perfect. I mean, y'all can hear me pressing the buttons. It's so crazy that this game is this detailed. And everything was perfect. I'm going to do one last one, which is going to do a Japanese game. So let me close this out. Let me see. This is European. Let's do a European game real quick. If you guys don't know what Deep Faria is, basically Resident Evil in the ocean. And as you can see, the European BIOS, everything, once you go to BIOS in there, it'll automatically choose which one was the game. Which is what I like about this specific guy, because it actually works that good, that you don't have to swap anything out. Okay, that works perfectly. And let's try one Japanese game. Even has the Sega Saturn Japanese intro. Yeah, even changed the logo and everything. So it lets you know that it's actually going to run it. On a lot of my Japanese games, the gear will look at them, they'll have like a T on it. Listen to my tickle. Never knew this game existed. The boss, I have so many games. Well, if you know why it said duo and it has a T on it, the T basically means I had to translate it to English. So most of my Japanese games are translated, like even up here, all the T's, I've already had them transferred to English so I can understand them and read them, reuse and stuff like that. So that's all I got for you. Leave a comment below. Like and subscribe if your first time here. If you have any questions on the tutorials, also leave a comment and I'll respond to everyone. My name is Lola AM, aka Amber Morrison. You're watching the Crimson Games, and I'll see you in Monday's tutorial. Bye. Or should I say bye, my lovely humans, in case my sister was to correct me in the comments. Bye.
That whole family carried me through the fire. Say it loud. I came from the ground. Amber crimson gaze. I wear the crown. God lifted me up when I was down. Amber crimson gaze. I stayed true from Puerto Rich. He made it through. Amber crimson gaze. I thank you. More games than I can handle, still I